Hi, I'm Dr. Woody. I'm here with Pandit Dasa, the urban monk, and we're going to talk a little bit about meditation at work. So, Pandit, we're seeing the rise in popularity of meditation in the workplace. So you've got Google that has their Jolly Good Fellow. You've got Aetna with the Chief Mindfulness Officer. I recently sat down with the founder and CEO of Work Market, where they have Mindful Mondays. So why do you think there's such a rise in popularity, particularly at work, in the use of meditation?
Well, Woody, according to the American Institute of Stress, 46% of our stress comes from our workplace.
Right.
That's half of all our stress comes from there, and 28% of it comes from people issues. So if you have people issues at work, that's
Right.
3/4 of your stress coming just from your workplace. So that's why they're interested, is because they're causing their people 3/4 of the stress in their life in one sense, so they got to find a way to make those people feel better and feel happier so that they don't want to leave and go to some other company.
Yeah, and decades of polling has shown that the number one stressor in people's lives is either work or money.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it is without a doubt the biggest cause of stress.
Yeah.
So you're saying that meditation may be a way of helping to alleviate some of that, and companies are jumping onto it selfishly in some way because it's a way to reduce stress and enhance productivity.
Yeah,
But it's also good for the folks too.
Yeah, it's a win-win. It's
Okay.
a win-win for everyone. The people who are engaging in it, they're going to be less stressed. If they're less stressed, that means they're going to live longer. They're going to be happier. Their heart's going to be healthier. So it's better for them. And if they're going to be better off, then naturally they'll probably produce more and they'll be more positive at work. They might have better relationships with people at work. They'll be healthier and happier and more productive. And that's why, because the other statistic from the American Institute of Stress is that stress is costing American businesses about $300 billion a year from turnover, absenteeism, workers' compensation awards, and all of these things. So, and here's a very simple and easy way to engage employees and help them become healthier and happier.
Yeah, and I know one of the things you always encourage is for people like myself to meditate at home and to have a personal practice. But the reality is most Americans spend most of their waking hours working.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like companies are jumping onto that idea of like, look, you're not going to do it at home, right? Because you're rushing to get out the door, or you're coming home to screaming kids or nagging spouse or whatever it is. Not me personally or you, but others may complain of that. So when is the right time, do you think, at work or in an office to be doing meditation, and sort of what's the right kind of makeup and routine?
So I do think you can do it at home. Some people are like early birds. When I was living in the monastery, I was waking up at 4:30. But of course, I was living in a monastery.
It's like morning radio jockey
Yeah.
hours. Yeah, okay.
So, but I think you can do it for those who have the discipline. Plenty of people do. To start your day off with 5 or 10 minutes before anything begins, you work out your mind. You train the mind to get out the door, and then when you get to work, you can do it. At your lunch hour. If there's a park nearby, go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
If you drive to work, sit in your car, meditate. It would be great. Even, can you imagine if before a meeting, the team leader says, "Okay, guys, before we get into this, we're going to take 3 or 4 minutes and breathe deeply and think positive thoughts about each other." And that's so important because usually in a group meeting, you can't expect everyone loves everyone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice if people can sit together and think positively about each other, take a few deep breaths, and then actually begin the meeting. So I think that could be a very positive shift for the culture, for the corporations, if they could kind of try to incorporate that into different aspects of their workplace.
Right. And so one of the things that I do often work with clients on, positive mindset and the impact that has on setting the stage for a meeting, a negotiation, a conversation about conflict, right? Whatever it may be. Are there different kinds of meditations you should do? So, for example, I'm going to go into a meeting and I want to get the groups in a certain frame of mind, or before I go in to negotiate a tough sale. Like, how would you prep for those using meditation?
Well, there's a nice article from the Harvard Business Review that says mindfulness and meditation can boost emotional intelligence. And that really means...
So reading cues, essentially, right? Reading
between the lines. And because if you're in a more calm state of mind, then you're able to see where this person's coming from. If you just have an agenda and you just want to get everything off of your mind, you want to do all the talking, we're not even taking the time out to understand this other person, and that's probably going to lead to a lack of communication, miscommunication, and ultimately lead into conflict. But meditation will put us in a calmer state where we can understand where the other person's coming from, and that's going to open up the door for really positive and fruitful communication.
So meditation, a great technique for being more persuasive and being able to be more emotionally intelligent and attuned to cues. I like that, Pandit. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. So thanks so much.
Thank you.